The 2000s, the new 3DS,
The 2000s.
the 2000 Xbox 360, just VHS tapes.
The 2000s.
2000s! So I grew up in the 2000s, that's right, Generation Z. Now I don't know how many of you have ever heard of these things called Mighty Beans or a VHS tape, or maybe grew up with a box TV in your room, but that's just what I grew up with. I mean, you really had to be there just to get it. Now let me tell you, alright, I would watch Cars on repeat from the time I was 3 till the time I was around 6 years old. Now back then, there was two types of kids, alright? The kids who had cable TV with the standard DS and like a box of Legos, 3 Beyblades, and no Beyblade Arena. Or there was just the kids who had the dish satellite TV, the new 3DS, a whole collection of mismatched Beyblades, a big ass Beyblade Arena, and every new Lego set that was available at that time. AKA the middle class kids and the rich slash spoiled kids. Now can you guess where I was at in all of this? That's right. My parents got me the newest and latest greatest shit that I wanted. I mean, my room was just filled with Lego sculptures, all the Beyblades, binders of Pokemon cards, Dish TV, all the Bakugans that you could imagine. No, I was middle class. I mean, Dish TV and Beyblade arenas were a luxury to me, alright? The binders with the Pokemon cards were a luxury to me. I mean, I had like 4 Bakugans, 3 Beyblades, a box of Legos, cable TV, a standard DS. I did have like most of the VHS tapes, and then I just had like a few standard Nerf guns, 10 or 20 Pokemon cards, a PlayStation 1. And a PlayStation 2. And I didn't complain one bit. There was always those kids in the neighborhood with all the cool stuff, and you know, we would always go to their houses for obvious reasons. Now I had this one friend growing up, and we're just gonna call him Calvin, alright? Now Calvin, he was the rich slash spoiled kid, alright? I'm not hating on him, you can't control where you're from, alright? He even had a home theater in his basement with every movie you could ever imagine on it. That certainly beats a box TV with cable TV on it, so you know, we'd be down there, you know, watching the live action Scooby-Doo, all the Shrek movies, Wall-E, you know, the list was endless. But when we weren't in Calvin's home theater rotting our brains away, we would be getting our friends together and riding our bikes. We would just come up with the craziest games, you know, we would load up on Nerf guns, foam swords, anything that you could think of to carry with us on our bikes and play our favorite game, Bike Wars. Now, Bike Wars consisted of exactly what it sounds like. You know, you choose your loadouts, you get on your bikes, and you try to fucking kill each other. I mean, come on, guys. Think of it as a Call of Duty free-for-all on bikes. I'd always have my Nerf rifle and a foam sword tucked in my belt. Meanwhile, Calvin had an electric automatic Nerf gun just ready to fucking win the game. Rich spoiled piece of shit. Now, how did you win Bike Wars? Well, usually, you would just win when you made another kid fall off their bike and start crying. I mean, that's just usually when you would get told on. But if you fall off and you're not crying, it becomes a war on foot, alright? The other kid will jump off their bike and start beating you with a foam sword or shooting you with a Nerf gun until you give up, or just get up, get back on your bike and start playing again. Now, eventually, the sun would start to set and the street lights started coming on. So we would go inside and have a friend ask their mom if we could stay the night. And if it was a yes, we would use their home phones to call our parents and ask as well. So if we were having a sleepover, we continue to my personal favorite game, hide and seek tag in the dark. Oh boy, the cul-de-sac was not ready for this one. So we'd start talking about playing it, and some kid would just say, "Not it," out of nowhere to choose who was the seeker. And now it was on. I mean, this one always caught me off guard, guys. Sometimes you reacted in time, and other times you were the one who was dead silent until everyone else said, "Not it," in unison. in. Now the last one to say not it was always the one who had the shit end of the stick. In this case, it was the one who had to be the seeker first. So the seeker would be in the house and they'd start counting, and meanwhile, we're all just flooding out of the door, you know, trying to fit through it all at once. Nobody can see a damn thing. We're just a bunch of idiots running amok. You know, we're tripping over random shit. There's kids jumping in trash cans, hiding under cars, you know, real sanitary game. We didn't care. Now my personal favorite spot was on the side of the house, laying down in the grass. And one night, Calvin was the seeker, and this one kid just joined up with me on the side of this house. And you'd always have these kids who would just join up with random other kids in their hiding spot, you know, just fucking being there. And those would always be the kids who would blow your cover. Now on this specific night, we just see Calvin running around this corner and coming at us full speed, and then he just trips on the curb and falls flat on his face. So what did we do? We started running away. That's what we did. The game was still on, you know, we're finding new hiding spots. I don't give a fuck. I look back, some kid's crying, I don't care, we're out of there. They'll stop crying or they'll go tell, I don't know. When we were all tired at the end of the night, we would go inside, eat some pizza, play some Mario Kart on the Wii, then we would build a couch fort, we'd lay in it and start talking to each other and fall asleep one by one. That was just a typical day in the life for a 2000s kid. The kids who had phones, you know, the little flip phones or the Blackberries, you know, they were gods, even to the rich/spoiled kids. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you were a 2000s kid, I hope you could relate. But as always, guys, till next time, this has been Smog. Peace out.